Hello everybody, welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by Josh.
Hello Scott again.
Josh Farmer, hello. It's still 22:11 UK time, but who cares because the hashtag content needs a making. We thought we'd do a separate video on the console because, like I said in the initial reaction video, that's already divided the office. Ben, Roy and Ash aren't a fan, and me and you kind of are. But we thought we'd sort of break it down. I think one of the first things to go with, because we can get back to aesthetics and stuff, is the fact that they're launching two SKUs on launch day. There's going to be the digital version of the PS5 and the disc-based version. What do you think of them splitting the feed kind of thing right from the beginning?
I think it's a good idea. I didn't expect it to be a digital one, to be honest. I thought they were going to let Microsoft lead with that with their all digital Xbox. When I saw the two consoles, I assumed one was going to be kind of like the Pro version. I thought that's what we were going to get first. Like a premium higher end machine and then the regular machine. But it's kind of gone the other way around. Where we're going to get a digital one and a regular one. But I think it's a good idea to have choice at launch. Choice is always kind of a good thing. More options, the better. And if it helps keep the price down for some people and still lets them get into kind of, the next gen of gaming, I think it's of course it's a good thing. It's to have multiple, presumably different price points for slightly different machines.
The thing that it makes me curious on is I think they've done it this way because they still don't know whether the future of gaming, like in terms of the medium, in terms of the industry, is going to go fully digital only. And it's weird because it's almost a comment on their backwards compatible stuff. Like they're never going to be able to lead with the PS5 plays all PlayStation, the PlayStation legacy because one of their SKUs just won't do that. And so I think right out of the gate, that almost nigh on confirms that it's not going to play the old stuff unless you rebuy it digitally, as opposed to putting a disc in the other version. But yeah, I think in terms of it's good that they're catering to both sides, but it means that they've said look, this is the PS5. You don't need to worry about splitting the SKUs, getting the Pro version or whatever. If you're buying a PS5, you get all that stuff. It plays the new discs and all that kind of thing. And I guess they can just monitor the sales. It's a very easy move for them to just remove the disc drive for one of the versions and go forward. Yeah,
I mean, if you look over the past year alone, I know it's not exactly the same as 2019, but I feel like if you look at the level of digital sales, that is etching up every single year, and I feel like the all digital future is coming, but it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's just going to gradually increase over time. And if you look at the financial reports from all the big publishers, that number is not declining. The number of percentage of their games being sold digitally compared to retail, it's always going up. It's never going down. So I think it's more of a future-proofing thing than anything. So when that day finally comes, when the majority of games are bought online, or 75% of games are bought digitally, they will be ready. And I feel like even when it comes to backwards compatibility, it sucks that you can't, pop a disc in and have it play straight away. But at the same time, I feel like the future of backwards compatibility is having, the Games Pass style thing where the whole library is just there. You can download it, you can, stream it, you can emulate it from another server or whatever, officially, and then have it kind of done that way. So you have your library over, but you're not relying on physical sales or tracking down, what are now kind of hugely expensive games. I mean, if you look at some PS2 games that are kind of reviewed, or PS1 games especially, if you try to find a copy, at least in the UK, northeast of England, of Final Fantasy VII boxed, it goes for a premium price. So I feel like a digital kind of approach to it is perhaps more accessible, and better from the consumer in the long run, I think, if you've got an internet connection.
Yeah, in those cases, the digital version is way cheaper. Like you said, Final Fantasy VII is a perfect example. I just want to play Soul Reaver 2, and I can't play that anywhere. So
I know, mate. I know.
I want some sort of system that lets me put a copy of Soul Reaver 2 in and let me play it. I want to put that in, Blood Omen 2, let me do it.
I think that's just called a PlayStation 2, man.
We've got a console for you. It's called the PlayStation 2. Mr. Don Matrick dropping back in. We should talk about the aesthetic though, because it does have this it reminded me of every major metropolitan city that's commissioned a new building in the last sort of 10 years has this particular look. It also looks like a lot of the buildings in Killzone Shadowfall, where it's just this big sort of, big angular building that sort of goes off to one side. Don't know what that is. It's a shape. And it reminds me of that. And I like that. I think it screams futuristic. I like the two-tone thing. But I mean, Owsley immediately said that it reminds him of modems that you get from Virgin Media in the first year that you sign up. So where did you come down on the aesthetic? I absolutely love it. I like that it looks like a games console.
Yeah, me too. Like, I dig it. I thought I would dig it since we saw the controller. That similarly divided people, but I enjoyed the two-tone thing. I thought it looked, futuristic, whatever. I feel like it looks like, when we've had concept art for Sony consoles, especially in the past, the PlayStation 3 or even the PlayStation 2 and stuff, and they all look way more futuristic than the final release. This time around, it feels like Sony has looked at those concept designs and gone, you know what, screw it, let's just do it this time. Let's just go a bit wackier than usual. We're not just going to do a box, we're going to go a bit kind of angular and a bit strange. We're going to do a two-tone thing, we're going to do something that people haven't seen before. And I think that's quite, considering Sony isn't really, it's not really a ballsy move, but considering how, cohesive and standard Sony has been with the branding before, you go to PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, it's a very specific kind of look and a kind of feel. And this is kind of saying, we're not going to do things the exact same as we've been doing the past few years. We're going to have this two-tone machine that we haven't really done before. We're coming out it's going to stand up. We're coming out the gate, and even the machine itself looks drastically different from the PlayStation 4. In there, I can't remember who it was. I think it might be Jim Ryan at the very beginning of the conference said, this is going to be the biggest jump in quality from one generation to the other that we've had in a long time. And I think the PlayStation 5's design being so different from the PlayStation 4's is kind of symbolic about that someone in marketing is getting paid a lot of money to come up with that BS that I've just spouted there, probably. Well,
no, I mean, the thing is, you're totally right. I wasn't a fan of the, if you follow if you've ever done graphics design stuff and you follow the trends that were in different chunks of decades as they roll out, there was a whole push towards the start of the 2010s for these monolithic items, big chunks of black and gray that were sort of speaker systems and tower systems and things like that. And the PS4 was very much one of them, just for me, a boring black, slab that was just sort of set off to one side. And it was fine, but it had that sort of like I said, monolithic look, and I like my games consoles to look like game consoles. I still love the look of the original PlayStation, the N64, the Switch. You pick something up and you know what it does, and I like that they can try to find the balance. It's still going to sit in a living room or sit alongside a speaker system or a hi-fi or something. But something like this, it's the right blend for me. It screams futuristic and big and dumb, and it's a games console, but it's still kind of sleek, and it looks, like I said before, like some sort of futuristic skyscraper.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you. When it comes to kind of stuff like this, in a way, the more garish, the better. If something stands out, I'm totally for it. I want to be able to look at the kind of unit underneath my TV and just be able to go, oh, that's a thing. It's got a tactility to it. You know what I mean? That I quite enjoy. And I do like the elegance of the Xbox design as well. Just the big tower. I like that. It's just very simple and there, and kind of it gets the job done. But like you said, this looks like a games console, and it's totally fine if you don't like it. You know what I mean? It's very kind of purposefully divisive in the way it's going to get people talking, because I'm sure they know people are going to have reactions to this, but for me, I'm a fan of that aesthetic tactility.
Well, another thing as well, in terms of things that you learn in design school, is you should be able to recognize something from its silhouette. And I think even from the silhouette of this, it has those little lips at the top that sort of go out. It looks like some sort of Concorde aeroplane looking thing, but it makes it identifiable. It makes it recognizable, which is all they need at this point.
Honestly, man, all I have to think is, is it the best it could be? I don't know. Is it that jetpack thing we thought it was going to turn into? No,
Sadly
it's not. And thank God, I was talking about things being garish and good before. I think I'd maybe draw the line at the big jetpack super engine thing.
That bit at the end of the reveal, when all the blobs were moving around and revealing stuff, and I was like, it's going to turn into that jetpack. It's going to settle into a V, and it's going to become a big jetpack thing. And I wouldn't have been happier. I would have freaked out at that. There was one bit where it stopped and it looked like something from Control as well. I had a cubism going on, and I was like, bring on big, dumb, stupid video game consoles. I love all of them. I will take all of them. But yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Where do you come down on the design of the PS5 overall? Do you look forward to it? Where do you want to see them go in terms of the games? And yeah, where do you come down on the side of crazy skyscraper future, or does it just look a bit like a modem? But now I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Josh from WhatCulture.com.
I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.